Hey, Bob here. It's Friday, July 3rd, 2026. And tomorrow, of course, is Independence Day. Anyway, I finally, I gave this bridge like 3 days for the glue to really get strong. And so far, I just put some new strings on. EJ45s, Diodario, EJ45s. And I'm looking at the bridge. I don't see any lifting. All of the buzzing that was before I fixed this is gone. I also sanded or filed down the top of the saddle, got rid of all the old string divots, if you will. Keep in mind the saddle is plastic, so it's not really solid and strong. So I sanded out those divots, and it needed it anyway because the action was a little high. Still high here, but at the 12th fret it's fine. I've got this thing tuned up 1 step below concert pitch. Okay, so everything is 1 step lower, D and D. The E is a D and the E is a D. And then everything else is normally tuned in between that, in that key, okay? So as an example, A becomes G, D becomes C, etc., okay? B becomes A, and D becomes C, right? I think I said that right, I don't know, but everything's a step down. And that's in an effort to have less tension on this bridge. Now, what this guitar really needs, it has only 5 very thin and low fan braces. They're very short too, they're not long. The top on this guitar is between 2.8 and 3 millimeters thick. It is solid spruce. But there should be a brace really right here because this is caving in a little bit in here. This is domed and this is concave a bit. The only thing I could do if I chose to would be to put a brace a la Robert Boucher. If I had put a brace in front of the bridge going across, I would have had to make little cutouts for each of the 5 fans. That may have helped, but it would have also changed the sound. So I decided to go for it in an effort to get it back to its owner, and I can get on with my life with my own guitars and my own problems, okay? So anyway, I've done quite a bit to it. Like you know, I've cleaned the fingerboard, steel wool the fingerboard, steel wool the frets, recrowned the frets as best as I can because the frets have all been filed extremely flat, especially up here. It's a horrible fret job. Also, there's no sharp frets here. It's a short scale length. I think it was 642 or something like that. My notes are in the other room. Where are my notes? I don't know where I put them. Yeah, scale length on this 645. So it's 644 plus 1 millimeter of compensation. Strangely enough, when I got it, it sounded horrible. All sorts of things were rattling and it was hideous. And I have to say, other than stretching, 1970 dubiously made guitar. Not bad, and it's a freebie. I did all the repairs for free, and in fact I have about 8 hours of labor into this thing. So I'm going to call this done, and I'm going to call the lady who brought it over to me, and she can get a hold of her friend or cousin or aunt, whoever it is, let her know that the guitar is done. I'm going to suggest keeping it tuned down one step. And if she wants to get back up to concert pitch, she can put a capo on the 2nd fret. I think that's a smarter idea, because most of the stuff that this woman played was in the 1st position, because all the wear is right here. So even by moving it up, putting a capo, I'm going to suggest a Kaiser capo. They've got one of those ones with the rubber bands on it. But a Kaiser capo here on the 2nd would bring it back up to sort of a concert pitch without excess tension on the bridge. So we're one step below concert tension, and I'm happy with it. It is what it is. I'm not going to put, I could have taken the bridge off and re-glued it properly with, aliphatic resin glue. I could have also taken all the frets off, put new frets on. I could have put a brace inside right here. There's a lot of things I could have done, but once again, this is a $350 guitar. I also cleaned it up. I didn't use rubbing compound, but I used a wet paper towel, folded up, and I cleaned it with that and then dried it off, and so it's quite a bit better than it was, and it actually works. Okay, Bob checking out, and we'll call this one done.